Welcome back everyone for another round of Fakemon creation. Make sure to keep up to date by watching the first video. It's okay, I'll wait here. This next round of Fakemon I'm pretty happy with, and the first Beast Paradox and Legendary out of the Inktober group. Don't worry, I'll explain Beast Paradox later. And technically a Convergent Pokemon too. Alright, let's get started with Day 8, Match. Like Trip in the previous video, the amount of ways match can be interpreted is enough to fry the brain, so I went with the idea of matchmaking, and I settled on that being a lovebird. My favourite genre of Pokemon are bird Pokemon in the pose with their wing out, so I wanted to keep on theme when drawing Pamore. But I felt the love heart wing was a bit on the nose, and so opted for the wing to look like a heart when folded in instead. When I was colouring, I chose a pretty standard lovebird parrot colour and pink for the association with love. I decided against the heart shape on the wing. It wasn't doing anything for the design, so I just got rid of it. It wasn't doing anything that wasn't already there. Pamore, the matchmaker Pokemon, a fairy and flying type. Pamore are flamboyant and always seem to show up when people are looking for love. Pamore's wings throw out a pollen-like substance that make even the most furious Pokemon more amorous. Pamore are incredibly pompous and they get aggressive when ignored. If you do run into a Pamore, it's best to give it a small amount of attention. Their nature causes many of them to be unable to stand each other, leading to solitary existences. Maybe a day before I did this one, I was learning about the parasitic cuckoo bird and how they'd leave their young in other birds' nests to steal food and whatnot. So Nest was perfect for this. I wanted this big oversized bird who would be permanently stuck in a nest, a bird that would have multiple forms for the birds found in the region, its little useless wings looking like the tails of the bird Pokemon. The end line art made it look like a little lollipop boy like that one from Shrek. I did 3 patterns for colours, a Tailo form, a Fletchling form, and a Rookidee form. Cuckoo, the cuckoo Pokemon, a normal and dark type. Cuckoo lay their eggs in other bird Pokemon nests, so when they hatch, the mother will feed the cuckoo that hatches. Its large size and weight means other nestmates will be pushed away or worse, out of the nest. Cuckoo colours vary depending on the local bird Pokemon population. It will even mimic their cries. Because this Pokemon can't actually fly, if it falls from the nest it will cry and trick trainers into thinking it's a fallen bird Pokemon, so they will place it back in the nest. Cuckoo's new ability is Parasitic, which causes any healing that the enemy Pokemon does to also heal Cuckoo by a quarter of the amount. I didn't want to do a Crab for day 10, maybe a Beast Paradox Crabby, but we already have a Gigantamax Kingler, so I opted to do a Crabby Pokemon instead. You know, a grump of a Pokemon, and I had the perfect form in my head, a big round mohawked pig with steam coming out of its nose. I wanted it to look like an older Pokemon with a beard and a permanent scowl. Although it kinda did end up looking like a round porcupine on top, it helps make him look as dangerous and aggressive as his name is, like he'd charge into a house and level it. A Grazerback, the feral pig Pokemon, an electric and fire type. A Grazerback are highly territorial Pokemon to the extent of entire ecosystems being bare due to them pushing other species out. In battle, a Grazerback speeds around and charges with destructive force. This does heat up their body though, causing them to expel superheated steam from their nostrils to stop themselves from fainting. They'd have a signature move in Storm Crash, an electric type move. The user smashes heedlessly into the enemy. The user must recharge on their next turn, and it has a chance to paralyze. They'd also have a new ability in Territorial, which causes enemies who switch in to have their defense lowered if there's a terrain in effect. I tried to find a more unique eagle for day 11, and the Harpy Eagle is so dorky looking I needed it to be the eagle inspo for this next Fakemon. At first I wanted it to have scope eyes, but it didn't fit the serious hunter I wanted. I I gave him a tall standing stance to sell its fighting type. For colours I went with camo colours and a neutral grey. Really sells the fact that this thing is an apex hunter. Harplatoon, the sniper Pokemon, a fighting and flying type. With keen eyes that can see even the smallest Pokemon from miles away, Harplatoon are solitary hunters who make split-second decisions on how to take down their target. Once they get in range, they will throw bladed feathers or get in close with their rending talons. Escaping a Harplatoon on the hunt is nearly impossible. Trainers find Harplatoon easy to train and are an exceptionally loyal Pokemon, taking their trainer's orders and executing them precisely. A bit of context for this, and one later on. I love the Ultra Beasts and the whole idea of them, so for my region I'd have a new gimmick called Paradox Stones. These stones are created by the opening and closing of Ultra Wormholes. You can use these to evolve some Pokemon and access new forms for some Pokemon while they hold them. They'd be similar to Megas, their types and abilities would change, but not every Pokemon in this form's stats would increase. Just switch around. Some older Pokemon would show up as these dangerous new beast forms, becoming Ultra Beasts after experiencing radiation from the deepest reaches of Ultra Space. So for day 12, Forget, I wanted to do a Pokemon that I always associate with forgetfulness, Slowpoke. I knew from the start his eyes had been completely covered by a massive brain, even if it doesn't really work anymore. I like this beast form because it's familiar enough but also just horrifying enough to be an Ultra Beast. Colours were easy, just 100% Slowpoke. Slowpoke, Beast Paradox form. The Dopey Pokemon, a Psychic and Ghost type, a Slowpoke that has undergone the transformation from a Paradox Stone's radiation. Slowpoke in this form lose even more brain function, becoming an aimlessly wandering creature. Any person or Pokemon that is within a few miles of Slowpoke find themselves forgetting things, from what they were doing down to even important memories. It all becomes part of Slowpoke's brain, until it is quickly forgotten again. If you see this form of Slowpoke or find yourself forgetting important memories, call the Beast Prevention Hotline immediately. Slowpoke in this new form would have an ability called Brain Drain, which would lower an enemy's special attack stat when this Pokemon is sent out. So around this time we found out about Wiglet. These convergent forms are cool, so I knew one I'd do right now. I wanted to make sure this one looked like Drampa enough, but I wanted it to look kind, so I gave it the droopy eyelashed eyes, unlike Drampa's wide, I'm going to kill you look. And it always has an egg in its apron. For colours, I chose a very grandma colour scheme, the sort of caring pinks and whites you'd see on an apron, and bam, a new convergent Pokemon was made. Drama, the Carer Pokemon, a fairy and dragon type. Although similar to Drampa, this Pokemon is a new species. They are usually found with Drampa, however. Drama are naturally caring and kind Pokemon, to the point of it taking on the role of carer for other species of Pokemon's eggs and even children. It will use the fluffy pouch on its chest to hold eggs and its flexible whiskers to hold and rock baby Pokemon to sleep. In battle, Drama do not have the furious nature of Drampa. They are much more inclined to protect their fellow teammates. Empty felt perfect for a legendary. A black hole was something that worked great for Ultra Space, and this one was made with the idea of what happens to the negative energy that is made from the Ultra Wormhole opening. I love Deoxys, so making that Deoxys-like body got me excited for doing this one. But the first body felt small, and although alien, it felt goofy. The second sketch felt infinitely better, but I slowly noticed that a human head just didn't work, and a more rounded, connected head gave it an alien space helmet look. Colours gave me a chance to make a Cosmoc look to the arms. And fun fact, the secondary form for this was actually just me creating the shiny, but the moment I did it I said, this needs to be more. And so a black and white whole form was made. Evervoid, the negative Pokemon. A dark type in its black hole form, and Ghost in its white hole form. Whenever an Ultra Beast breaches our world, a small amount of negative energy is left over. This is how Evervoid was created. There is a high chance that many could be created so long as the wormholes continue to exist. It has an alien curiosity to most things, but will lash out in anger at surprises, smashing whatever it is with its prehensile arms. Light seems to barely affect it, and it causes lighting fixtures to malfunction when around. Use a Paradox Stone on Evervoid to change it to its white hole form, and vice versa. In both forms, it would have the ability Void, which removes all stat boosts from enemy Pokemon upon switching in to Evervoid. For day 15, I wanted some type diversity and a single typing Mon. Even though when I think of Armadillo, I think ground or steel, I wanted rock type. And besides, we already have Sandshrew and Sandslash for that. This one was tough for me. I wanted something big and monstrous like a Gen 1 Pokemon. Luckily, big round shapes and a big sized head really kept the design together, but those teeth will not stay. Even colours were kind of tough. It all felt off at first, but it was that the shell and the body were too similar. Even with all the edits though, and changing the shell, it still felt off. Changing the teeth, as I said, and giving the eyes a bit more editing and rendering gave it the right feeling. Mineral, the Armadillo Pokemon, a pure rock type. Mineral are sluggish and slow Pokemon due to their heavy shell armor. This gives them unparalleled defensive capabilities, however. Mineral can curl up into a ball covered entirely in armor, which they can then roll to move faster than usual. A Mineral territory can be easily identified by large swaths of rock destroyed and strewn about. Some construction workers catch and train Mineral to use as wrecking balls, although trying to stop a Mineral who has gotten too excited may cause unwanted destruction. And that's it for week 2. I'm glad I finally got to talk about Beast Pokemon, and I've got some amazing ideas for the next week. So if you'd give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you hadn't, I really appreciate it. And comment down below your favourite Pokemon that was in the video. Come back again next time for week 3, and thank you for watching.